How's it going, guys? Jacobo here, and today I'm going to be teaching you those cool wavy chord wobbles that Mr. Carmack does in the back of all his songs, and this is what they sound like. So this has been a little elusive from me for a little while, and I really wanted to know how to do them because I was on a Mr. Carmack kick maybe a few days ago. So I just sat down today and busted it out, and the concept's pretty simple, but there's a couple things that I'll go over that kind of make sense of it all. Because you would think it would just be a low pass over some stuff, but it's a little bit more tricky than that in order to get the right timbre to come out of it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on both oscillators, and we're gonna go ahead and throw on, you can go ahead and go through all the wavetables and see what you like and what comes out of it, but I'm just gonna use one that sounded good enough. And that was BS2 acid, and on top of that you can use this default saw wave, but I chose instead to use the basic MCB right here, and I liked the wavetable position going all the way over to the right on oscillator A, and the chords we're going to be playing are going to be the G minor to D minor, but the G minor is going to start on the D note and then go to the G and then the A sharp. So it's gonna be, and those are gonna be our chords that we're gonna play, and it's gonna be right in the center of your keyboard. So the first thing I wanna say is that it's important for you to take the semitone of oscillator B and put it up 7 semitones. And it's gonna give that really cool feel to the chords when you start playing them with the wobble on. Now we're also going to add a bit of unison to both of the oscillators, and we're just going to literally put it on like 1, and all this does is just give us a little bit more wide feel to the chords, which is going to be important because we want a bit of phasing, because we don't want the chord to be static as it wobbles. We don't want the same wobble over and over again. We want it to kind of morph through, and just adding a bit of phasing with the random through unison helps us achieve that. So it'll be more apparent when we get the chord going. So then what we do is, let's go ahead and make an LFO real quick, and we're just going to go ahead and bring this top part right here over 1, and then we're going to go ahead and curve this up so that it intersects through the middle line, or the first line and middle line intersect right here, and then we're going to go ahead and just bring this down to where it intersects on the line right after the middle right here, and then after that you can just go ahead and put this on trigger, and the LFO's done. Now first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a band pass, and the band pass gives our timbre, I'll have to show you because I don't know how to describe it right now, but we're going to go ahead and put it on a band pass 12. And we're going to go ahead and put this on 130. We're going to make sure that both oscillators are being affected by the band pass. Then we're going to go ahead and take our LFO and put it on there and put it to 15 right here. And then we're going to go ahead and put our resonance on about, I'd say 45, but you can play around with it afterwards and see how things sound. And then this part's important, is we take the frequency right here, the peak, put it on about 88, and then we go ahead and LFO it back 35. Now, something else I like to do with band passes especially is take the mix and turn it down a decent amount to like maybe 70. And what this does is it allows the band pass to take the frequencies that it boosts and move them, but it doesn't take away all the other frequencies and remove them. You kind of get the best of both worlds. It's a dry wet signal, and that gives us this. So right off the bat we got kind of what we're looking for. So then now that we have this sound, we can apply that low pass and get the sound we're looking for. Without the band pass, it doesn't have the same effect. It's just a simple boring wobble. But now that we have the band pass bringing out this vocal feeling from it, it does much better to take our filter, go in here, and we do it. I did it on 18, and then I put the cutoff down to 175, and then I put the LFO on for 25 in both directions. So you can hold shift and alt and click, and then bring it right here, and that helps us to achieve what we're looking for. So things you can do to kind of mix it up is just mess with the resonance of all of this. You can add, let's say, a bit of hyperdimension. So maybe turn this down a ton, like to like 15, turn the rate down, turn up unison, and then just turn on retrigger, and it's just a little subtle effect. And you can mess with the unison, you can go through all the wavetables, you can mess with the resonance right here. I know that turning up the resonance brings that vowel sound out a lot more. But you have to be very subtle with what you do, because too much of something and you've kind of killed the vibe, if you know what I mean. For the most part, that wraps up the sound. If you learned something cool, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And if you comment, I'd love to read what you have to say. If you have sound suggestions or feedback, always open ears. So other than that, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.